Howdy, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Echo's Reloading Chamber this evening, and welcome. So, AR, why don't you kick us off, brother?
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Appreciate you having me on Echo with you as always. Good to see you all in the side chat. You want me to call them off Echo now, or you want to wait?
Yeah, let's
What
go
you
ahead
want
and
to
welcome everybody.
do? Okay. Hey, Reloader 762, Pony, Andy 79Z28, Jason Stewart. Good to see you. Who else? That may be only be a few on right now. Let's see. Of course, me. I'm here. uh, Michael Hurtnick. Let's see. Rebel 67 Rebel. Good to see you, Rebel. That's it. Go ahead. Take it away. Glad to be here.
All right. Basically, what we're doing here is we're looking at primers, and we're talking primers tonight. I'm gonna have Jason, if he's available, come in and out of the audience. And Jason, why don't you send
Or anyone.
AR Guns your email if you got a minute. If not, if somebody else wants to jump in here and discuss primers with us, they're 10 cents worth on it. Basically, what I'm getting at is there's a lot of different primers manufactured. There are your basic sizes, such as your small pistol, your large pistol. Then you have your small pistol magnum primers and your large pistol magnum primers. You have your small rifle, your large rifle. Then you also have your small rifle magnum and your large rifle magnum primers. Then you have offshoots of those, which are your Winchester military primers, your CCI military primers, the 41s, and I believe they're also called the 35s, if I remember them correctly, for the 30 caliber large rifle primers that they make. I think I've never bought those primers before. I use a lot of other primers for my 308s. I use small rifle magnum in there, but we'll get into that in a minute. Basically, what I wanted to start out was there's just basic sizes for rifles and pistols, and the comparison are that small rifle and small pistol are actually the same size, height, width, diameter, in the circumference of them. They are the exact same size. And a lot of people will ask me, well, if they're the same size, can I use small rifle in pistol cartridges? And my thing to that is you've got to realize that the small rifle cartridge the small rifle primers, the cup is thicker because they're made to be used with rifles with free floating firing pins, and the cups are a little thicker so that it prevents slam fires. Not so with your pistol cartridges or your pistol primers. They have a thinner cup and require less foot pounds of energy to detonate. So if you use small rifle primers in handgun cartridges, sometimes the hammer or striker on the pistol is not heavy enough or has enough momentum to set off a small rifle primer because of the thicker cup. Now, when using pistol small pistol primers in rifle cartridges that take small rifle primers, you can do this. However, there are drawbacks to this as well. If you are trying to ignite ball powder in cold weather conditions, a pistol primer may not have enough juice to it, enough spark to actually ignite those consistently and repetitively. And you may see extreme spreads grow tremendously in cold weather with using pistol primers, small pistol primers, and small rifle brass. So there's that drawback. Once again, there's a little bit of a safety issue with the small pistol primers and small rifle primer cartridges because of slam fire. Now, the large rifle and large pistol primers are two different heights. They're the same in diameter and circumference of the actual circle, but the small pistol primers are shorter than in thickness, as far as from top of the primer to the bottom where the anvil is. They're shorter on the pistol. So basically, that also creates a little bit of an issue when you're uniforming primer pockets. Basically, when you uniform a primer pocket, you're inserting a tool that cuts all the high spots out of the primer pocket. But since the large rifle and large pistol are two different sizes, you have to use a large Okay, I'm getting myself like tongue twisted. If you're going to uniform a pistol primer pocket, you have to use a large pistol primer pocket uniformer. If you're using a large rifle primer pocket and you want to uniform it, you have to use a large rifle primer pocket uniformer. Because if you don't, if you use the rifle into the pistol, you're going to cut the pistol pocket primer pocket too deep to where the firing pin could even make contact with the primer. And if you try to use the large pistol primer pocket uniformer in the large rifle primer pocket, it isn't going to reach the bottom of the pocket because it's shorter. So those are just a couple little things right off the top. Then we go into basically, you have different types of primers, and every manufacturer has their own set and their own set of numbers that they go by. It would have been too easy for all of them just to kind of use the same nomenclature to designate between. Remington has like numbers like 7.5 for a primer. That does nothing to me. I've never bought Remington primers. You tell me it's a 7.5, I'm gonna be like, I have no idea what the hell that is. CCI, they've got numbers that are 3-digit, like they've got 450s, 550s, 400s. What does that tell you? That doesn't tell you anything. That tells you that it's a 400 or it's a 350. You're going to have to read on the actual box what the primer is. I guess it's just their way of inventorying it, even though they've got their own part number for it. So that's just how they designate it in the way they sell it by. Because every one of these primers has their own part number. They've got their own name and their own nomenclature from either the CCI, Remington, Winchester, Federal, whatever, Lake City. So that's where I'm at with this. What do you use AR?
I use small rifle primer, CCI 400, and anything I can get at this moment. I've also got small pistol primers, the Magnum CCI. I forget the number. I got them stored back there in another room. Uh, I'll do any of them. 450 for small rifle, 41s, whatever I can get a hold of. So, got quite a few people hopping in the side chat. They're busy typing.
Yeah, it would look like Eagle's out there. Hey, Eagle.
Uncle John.
Uncle Jim and Uncle John.
James,
What is going on?
G Web.
What's Uncle Jim talking about there? Oh, he's just talking to Andy and stuff.
67 Rebel. Hey. Pony. 47.
But what I wanted to cover on primers was just like if you're new to the game, and you're trying to figure out why they have say they 308 Winchester brass. Why does it come in large rifle primers and why does it come in a small rifle primer? And basically certain cartridges will come in both large and small rifle primer, so that you'll notice when you're firing these cartridges that you're tailoring these loads for your specific need. Okay, if you're shooting paper at 1,000 yards, you may have a different setup than a guy shooting paper at 300, 200 yards, 200 to 300 yards. When you're trying to get out there, you will change certain components in your loads to achieve certain things. I've noticed that the CCI 41 primers, these primers are made specifically for NATO cartridge loading. In other words, the cups on these primers are some of the hardest out of all of CCI's primers. Reason being behind that is it's made to be used in an AR-15 with a free floating firing pin. And when you load an AR, and if you're pointing the barrel in a downward direction, they have a tendency to slam fire when using thinner cup primers. So military has basically designated the NATO cartridge for thicker primer cups, and these CCI 41s are their version of that. I have used regular small primers from CCI. I believe they're the 400s, and those are regular small rifle primers in AR-15s and have had no adverse effects, no slam fires, and I've loaded thousands of rounds with just the regular ones with no problems. Now, it is been brought to my knowledge that CCI overall has harder cups on their primers than the other manufacturers. I would have to say out of Remington, Federal, Winchester, that CCI has the hardest cups, whether they're pistol or they're rifle. So if you have a pistol or rifle that has maybe a weak hammer spring in it, and it's maybe a classic firearm, you may want to use a Federal because they are known to have some of the softest cups in their primers. And just to show you what I'm talking about, all right, here you have a package of Winchester. These are pistol primers. These are small Magnum pistol primers, 100 of them. And you can see the box, see the size, see how thin it is. Okay. Here are 100 Federal rifle primers. See the size difference? See how thick this case is? This is done so that these primers have more of a cushion and a padding around them because they're more sensitive to compression and to detonate because they are a softer cup. So they package them accordingly, a little bit thicker and a little bit bigger. And as you can see, now this package from Winchester is the exact same package that all CCIs are put in, all Remingtons are put in. The Remington, CCI, and Winchester all use the same packaging, whereas Federal uses those extremely bigger, the larger containers to give more distance between each primer to make them a little bit more safer to carry.
Kenny got a question.
Yeah.
Says Kenny said, Eagle Eye Shooting says, why did CCI stop stacking primers on their side? Those trays were way smaller and easier to dump.
Yeah.
I
don't know when exactly that was, Kenny. I do know that there was an incident in Florida where a box of those were dropped off out of the back of a semi that was going. It was actually part of a crate, and they had not done a very good job of taping the what is that, like almost like it's like industrial saran wrap, and they wrap them around the pallets after they're stacked on the wooden pallets, and they saran wrap them, and then they put them on loading blocks, and they are pallet jacks, and put them in the backs of semi trailers. Well, when the guy threw up the gate, the roller gate on the back of his semi, one package of those things came out and hit the ground, and when they did, they went off, and it was quite a bit, because it was a package of like 4,000 primers, and one of them went off, causing them all to go off. And I know that probably wasn't the only time that happened. So for safety, I think the companies have just been like, we're going to be sending these things through the mail. We know how mailmen and these shippers treat our packages. So in safety's sake, they said, we're just going to go ahead and make them a little bit bigger. And it costs them more money to do it. But in turn, it's a safer way to send little tiny explosive charges through the mail.
That's speculation, though, right?
Yeah, I speculate that's why they changed it, because of safety. Either that, or the government actually came in and made a packaging requirement for them. But if that was the case, I would probably see federal style packaging for all of them. With these huge boxes, you would probably, if it was government regulated, you'd probably see something like this versus something like this.
Let's not give the government ideas.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, but that's probably, from a lawsuit or something like that, they've changed that,
Shrink wrap. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, shrink wrap. They shrink wrap the entire pallets. Once they put the boxes on the wood pallets, they shrink wrap them from top to bottom to keep them from anything separating. But the thing is, you also have got primers, like you've got these BR4s and stuff in CCI, bench rest primers, and they have more or less, they're a little bit of a hotter charge, and they're designed to give you less deviation between shots, and that's what I was getting at with these small primers in the 308 brass. I use small rifle Magnum primers in my small rifle primer brass that were originally designed to use the large primers. And the reason for that is simply it will actually with certain powders and on certain loads, it will literally keep you from making your standard deviations single digit numbers. But it's only in certain loads for certain cartridges. In other words, just by changing the primer in some calibers is not going to give you what you need. In 308, for instance, when I'm shooting ball powders, which are harder to ignite than extruded, and that's just a generalized statement because most ball powders are harder to ignite. Now you drop your temperature to deer hunting season temperatures, which could be anywhere from -20 to 30 degrees. So once you start dropping that down, then that starts drastically affecting the ignition of primers and powder. And you'll start to see hang fires, and you'll start to see failure to ignite, or you'll see deviation in the feet per second so dramatic that you're not going to be able to hit what you're aiming at. And that's why when I'm using, like for my 308, it was originally designed for a large rifle primer. I use a small rifle Magnum primer. The Magnum guarantees me a good burn and a complete burn that's going to give me a standard deviation of single digits on a 308 with Varget powder.
I can probably address what people are saying about the primers. Why don't they stay face one direction? Being in manufacturing, probably the automated equipment, they probably have to have those primer pocket little things in that package a certain size, and the machines can't put them in there without spillage or something, most likely. And that's why you have a little bit of room to jiggle around. Automated equipment's kind of finicky. Don't matter what you're working with. So that might answer that question.
Yeah, it might even be too, guys, when you think it may not have anything to do with the actual machines that put the primers into the packaging. It might be the machine that puts the cardboard that slides over the plastic. It may be that machine that's sliding it over is so rough when it does it jiggles them. And maybe the ones that aren't covered yet flip upside down.
And if they tried to shrink them, it would be a problem because then they might not want to go in this slot. So it's just something to think about. Yeah. Manufacturing can be a complex thing when they're trying to get all the pieces to fit. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's the thing right there. You got so many things that you're trying to do. So, is there any questions out there in the Eagle, or is that the?
Nope. Just lightly cruising along. Mostly just making comments.
Yeah. But so basically, there was some questions on what primers. This was a while ago. I had some questions from some viewers that were asking me, well, why do I use the CCI brand? And to be honest with you, the CCI 22 long rifle ammunition is some of the best ammunition for reliability sake. The standard velocity all the way to mini mag, stinger, hyper velocity, whatever. They have some of the best ignition compounds out of any of the 22 caliber rifle ammunition, short of that really expensive European match grade ammo. So I figured if they can make primer compound work damn near flawless on a 22 long rifle, igniting almost like a black powder, because that's what 22 rifle powder is look like, then I would suggest that they probably could build a good enough primer to ignite ball and stick regular gunpowder.
They may be made by hand, Jay, or done by hand, but then again, manufacturing changes so much, we don't know for sure. Every year or two, boy, we went way advanced, even where I worked at, with a high tech equipment.
Yeah, I doubt very seriously that these are put together by man. You know, I would doubt that, because
it's a lot of labor.
That's a lot of money in labor. That's exactly what I'm saying. A machine may cost you $100,000, but you'll spend that in your first quarter on labor trying to get people to put those things together. Because you got to remember something. These guys are running right now 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. They're running 3 shifts. And Hornady, the company I talked to, I also talked to Winchester. I couldn't get anybody to really talk to me on record at Winchester, but from what I explained to them what was going on over at Hornady, they said, yeah, it's similar here. So basically, they've got people running around the clock, and the only thing that's slowing them down right now is obviously primers, but believe this one or not, copper. There has been a copper shortage, and I don't know if that's because of the cocoa virus and you know, the maybe you can't mine copper. You would think that a lot of that was done by blasting rigs and equipment, but nevertheless, copper's been in a shortage, so they use copper to draw the brass from and to copper jacket bullets. So that's a big component, and it's also used in primers as well. So what was that?
That's cool, Idaho.
What Idaho say?
We need Keebler elves to package primers.
Keebler elves.
They never fail to package the cookies. All catterwampus.
Oh, Jesus. Is that where we've gone from primers to freaking Keebler elves? We're getting the Keebler elves to come in and package everything. And I got that damn cocoa shot. My whole arm hurts.
Mine was sore.
Yeah. Like a dummy, I got my left arm done. I should have got my right arm, because I sleep on my left arm. And now I've got to sleep flat on my back. Kenny, are you working?
Yeah, it's true, Jason.
What is Jason saying?
From ammo to components, freedom. Seems like a lot of things are out of stock, no back order. That's the whole world. We're in a situation, to me, of stories I heard from my aunt and my parents, that almost like World War II here. This world's in a bad shape right now.
Yeah.
I think if you put that everything's in China and you figure the COVID all around the world and factories not producing and everybody going home sick, it's a mess. I've never seen anything like it, actually.
I'm sending out some links to everybody, so if you guys want to come on and have a chit chat.
Maybe it'd be good for the new generation. Now they'll find out that, what's that song Ringo says? It don't come easy. It don't come easy. They think everything comes easy.
Yeah, let them see how that oh, we've got to save the planet goes when they don't have any computers or cell phones to talk to each other on.
Yeah, they change their mind then.
Yeah, then we go back to the old cup and saucer protocol. I'm like, when I grew up, I remember not having not a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone until I believe I was 16, and that was back in 1986 or 7, maybe 86.
I don't think we've only had a. I won't get in there though. Never mind.
Let's see. Uncle Jim, I sent you a link so you can come in and talk to me about primers. What's going on? You want to talk primers? Idaho, you want to come in here? Are you bored? I'm going to drop,
I don't have a link.
yes,
I mean,
you
I can
do.
forward it. Yeah, okay, I can forward it to him.
Well, no, you don't forward it. Just drop it in the chat.
Okay.
I can do that if you don't want to do it.
I got it.
Let me. You want me to take care of it?
Already done. Quit your whining.
You want me to take care of it?
There you go.
Oh, that's maybe why I didn't get no text messages back, AR.
What's that?
It helps if you have your cell phone turned on.
Oh, wow.
It's been off for like 6 hours because I texted people a long time ago. And I remember now I was acting stupid, so I turned it off and I was going to turn it back on, but I got distracted.
Mm-hmm. That's why you didn't answer my text.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm not getting no calls or anything. What's going on? I tried to hit the thing and I'm like, oh, my phone's not charged or something.
Mm-hmm. There goes that dog. Like every evening, that joker.
That puppy again.
Yeah, he's quiet all day. I think he hears me in this room. Or either everybody, I know what it is. Everybody getting off work in their yards. You can hear them down the street.
Here we go. Here we go. Hola.
Steve.
Hey. Hello, guys.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Just did an unboxing from Dead Horse again.
Ah.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one to play with.
Oh, you got you something to play with. I can't wait to see what the hell it is.
Well, no, I shouldn't have said it that way. Survive with.
Ah.
Yeah. So it'll involve primers. Yep.
I need to see if I can find some primers online.
Yeah, let's see if we can actually find some primers for some people and see if we can, if anybody's on there right now and you're sitting in front of a computer at home, let's do this operation, find some primers. If anybody's looking for them, maybe there's some new people out there that don't know where to exactly look, because a lot of people, they only know like a Bass Pro Shops and things like that. They don't know about Brownells, Midway USA, Graf and Son, all these other places. And I mean, I know they can do a Google search. It's obvious, but they may not know what they're looking for. And that was another thing I wanted to kind of cover. If you're a new shooter and you're trying to figure out what you need, basically, there's pistol and there's rifle primers. And I told you earlier that, the rifle primers have a thicker cup on them to prevent slam fires in rifles, because the A lot of rifles have free floating firing pins. Most rifles themselves have a stronger hammer spring, so their hammer hits the cup harder. Plus, rifle cartridges are loaded to a higher pressure, so the cup has to be thicker to prevent it blowing a hole in the actual primer when you ignite the cartridge, and it goes up to 60,000, 62,000 pounds per square inch. It won't blow a hole right out the back of that primer or blow the primer right out of the cartridge case. So they've got to be tough enough to be able to take that hit.
Yeah, and Federal has the AR primers now also. I've played a little bit with them.
Oh, okay. So I wonder if they're still packaging them like they do Federals.
Yeah, I can show you a picture. I'd have to go grab some, but yeah.
Okay.
They're still in the bigger boxes?
Yes, the annoying sideways roll all over the place in your tray thing. Yeah, I hate those. I hate those. I just like traditional Winchester CCI type.
Yeah.
S&B. Here's something funny. You're talking about that. In the 5.7, you can use both rifle and pistol primers, right?
Right.
When I did the pistol primers with a short overall length, they just purely flattened compared to the rifle primers.
Oh.
They smashed flat. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it just about took everything that little cup had to keep it from tearing it.
It mashed it against the breech face, yeah. But it worked fine. The sides were okay. It's just that it had a different shape.
Right.
Even the rifle ones leaves a little crater around your firing pin, at least on this pistol, so it still doesn't look, perfect. It's a hot little round, so
yeah.
50,000 psi
out of a pistol.
Yeah, and so the pistol ones, they're fine. They just kind of scare you when you see them for the first time. They are pancakes.
Now, I would imagine that probably is a thing that's true to that rifle, submachine gun, or pistol of the 5.7, that they all probably leave some type of crater because it's so hot of a cartridge.
Yeah, the factory does it, the factory Federal, and that's not even like super hot. It's not as hot as FN ammo.
Right.
And I think the pistol itself just leaves a little crater around the firing pin because the firing pin hole's a little larger. I don't know. But yeah, my reloads with rifle primers look the same as factory. But then when you put a pistol primer in there, which you can use both, and it's in manuals, it just flattened out. The S&Bs anyway, they just made a nice copper flat pancake. Idaho.
I got a topic.
Hey, what's going on?
Chilling on the porch, I see.
What's that?
Chilling on the porch, I see.
Yeah, just got home. Just kind of kicking back a little bit.
Nice.
Hey, Echo.
Yes, sir.
You said tell everybody to go search. You know what's in my Google? I searched for primers in stock, right?
Right.
I want to let everybody know about this. Not far down, just a little ways, I run into a thing called Firearms World, which that's why we don't need to go to places like this. And you get to it, and they got them in stock, all right. But then it says pay with Zelly.
What is that?
That is a pay. That means it's not a legit company. You pay it through an app program pay thing. That is not legit. You don't pay through some friggin' app thing.
There's a company out there that when there was no ammo to be found in primers, they were all saying they had it in stock and it was all a sham.
Still is, people.
Somebody posted on that. But yeah, for the average guy, check all your gun stores in your area because they back ordered it 6 months ago. So
So
it'll
be
show
careful.
up sooner or later, and then see what the price is. You know.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Like Uncle Jim just said, check your here. This is what I tell people, and I mean, this is gonna be 1980s technology for you. Okay, this is what me, Jim, and all the older guys had to do back in the 80s when there was a liberal Democrat in the office, and they wanted to try to attack the Second Amendment. Is we would have to put our asses in a car and drive from gun shop to gun shop and ask them, "Hey, do you guys got any primers in? Do you got any ammo in? Do you have this? Do you have that?" And usually you'd come in there once a week, and usually after you get paid, you'd go around to all these places that were in your area. Well, these guys are starting to realize that they know you now, and you're starting to make a friendship with some of these guys. And what I would do is I'm like, hey man, here's my home phone number and my machine is always on. Just leave me a message. Let me know when you get ammo or in or whatever I'm looking for. And I'll come in and I'll throw you a tip for, just making me a phone call. So I give them a business card and they give me a call. I go in there, I'd buy whatever I wanted. I'd give them 10, 15, 20 bucks, depending on how much the article I was buying was. And they were happy with it. Not only that, but they started calling me when I'd ask them for stuff, and you end up making a little friend at the store. And before you know it, he'd called me when they had like a gun that had been sitting there for a long time. And these are guys at Walmart. Or back in the day, it was Wilco. But we would just make friends, and I'd be like, yeah, if you see anything that interests you, just give me a call. And he's like, they had a 30-06 in there, a Winchester Model 70, and it had sat there. Well, that was some craziness, but it had sat there all winter, wasn't bought. And basically I ended up with it for about $179 when it was like almost a $300 rifle originally.
I have found 2 scam websites already at selling primers.
Yep. Watch out. Just go with all the big guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, let me tell you all, you want to stick to names of companies you may recognize or you may be new to it. So let me tell you, Midway USA, Brownells,
Graphs and Sons.
Grafts and Son. What's that noise? Who's got that noise going on?
I think Idaho's outside. It's all right.
Oh, Idaho's out there playing in the porch.
Yeah.
Guess the name of this primer site. It says call us only. When you see that, it says dongs, D-O-N-G, dongs, guns and reloading, ammo reloading.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
Yeah, dongs.
Yeah.
Call us only. Yeah. So anyway, then one is Firearms World. That's the Zella one.
Did you say Tire Arms World?
No,
Firearms.
Firearms
Oh, I was
World.
about to say they couldn't even spell it right. Yeah, stay away from anything like that. But what I was gonna say was Midway USA, Brownells, Graff and Son, Mid South Shooting Supply, and Uncle Jim. Any of the other ones that you know of?
Graphs and Sons. What's the one I
Mid-South.
can't think of right now?
Got Mid-South and was it Tennessee? They're good. I think it's Mid-South. Yeah, Mid-South.
Yeah, you can always do Gun Broker because it's covered, it's safe, but they're going to want more money. But I will tell you this: that most of the good gun stores that think ahead have already back ordered it a year, 6 months ago. That's what we used to do. And it's eventually cycling in. The distributors have to ration it to everyone to make everyone happy. So they can't just dump it all to one gun shop. They have to kind of give them an amount they can buy. And then it'll get better and better. It happened during Obama. This has happened over and over. Same thing.
Yeah, basically, it's just going to take a little bit of time for
there was no reloading components during Obama. Maybe bullets, but powder, primers, and black rifles, you could forget about it. It happens every time.
We were producing back then, but now no companies are producing like they were before. So we got that on top of it. That's huge.
Yeah, but it's coming back. I see guys that are finding primers right now. So at their stores, and they got limits on what you can buy, but you can go in every day or have your wife come, and the prices still aren't good though. They'll get better.
Yeah, I'm not getting any here in my area, unfortunately.
The first thing I did after this thing started, I went into my little gun store and I walked in the door and I yelled out, "Hey, you got any primers?" And then I started laughing and they laughed right back at me.
That is funny because I would have laughed. I would have laughed at you too. I would have been like, "Listen to this guy," because you know how many times they must hear that every single day.
It is so old; it'll drive you crazy. This stuff drives you crazy. It's not fun. Yeah, no. So that's why I laughed immediately, and then they laughed back. They're like, "Oh, you funny guy." Yeah. Well, I think by the time I dig up my primers, they'll be readily available and probably, $40-something. So you'll see in my video, I'm going to bury some primers and dig them up in spring or summer. Idaho's like, "Where's the marker?"
He's like,
"Where's the what?"
Marker.
The marker.
Yeah, I'm going to bury some primers and money and ammo and all that stuff.
Hey, it's already been done.
I know. You'll get it when you see my next video, okay? You'll get it. Okay. You'll get the whole thing. Yeah.
So basically, we need to all go up to Uncle Jim's ranch and start digging holes. But make sure you put the dirt back in the hole so he doesn't walk out there in the middle of the night to smoke a cigarette and fall in a freaking hole to his death.
It'll be like Cousin Eddie at Las Vegas Vacation.
Yes. Do you remember that? He was digging up the money. Oh, my God. That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. Yep. What's the chat doing? I got to click on it.
Let's see. 300. Jason, you were going 300. What are you typing 300 for, brother? We'll throw Jason up on that. Oh, you know what else? I got some. Check this out. You guys are gonna like this. This is.
Okay, let's got a question.
Get up there.
Gabriel says, "What is pre-panic normal price per 1,000?" $32 for a small rifle in my area. To
32, 35, yeah. That was like average, yeah. So you can expect another $5-10 kick for a while, but after this all settles, yeah.
I was just down at my local store and picked up a 100 of small pistol, and they still stuck me $32 for them.
Oh, man.
For 100?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh my
Jeez.
gosh.
No, no, I was wrong. I got $33 and a box of ELD bullets, the 6.5, but they were in stock. That's the first time I've seen them. But the primers were like 636 is what it came out to be. But they only let you buy 100 at a time.
So
The bullets, I was able to buy 300. Bought 3 boxes.
Okay, so 6 per 100.
Right.
All right,
And
that's
it was
double.
$33 a box for the bullets.
Yeah, in desperate times, that's not bad. They're just double. Yeah.
So what was the primers cost for 1,000? Did you buy 100 or did you buy 1,000?
No, they only sell you 100 at a time.
Okay, and that was how much?
$6.36.
Oh, okay, so double.
Yeah. So, and then Pam, on her way home, she'll stop over there and she'll buy her daily allotment.
Yep, bring the family.
Yeah.
Walk in
And-
separately and park the car on the side of the building.
Yes. Just to give everybody a little update, I know everybody is getting ready for deer season, just like I am. I've got a lot of customers, well, not customers, friends. I got a lot of friends that I reload deer hunting rounds for. And I do it. I don't charge these guys nothing. I just do it because I like to reload, and it gives me they buy the components. It gives me content to make. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I was calling around because these guys have been calling me since the coronavirus started, trying to see if I had ammunition to load them. And I'm like, listen, guys, there's no way that you're going to get me to load Full Metal Jacket ammunition for you, because it's just too hard to find a deer on a blood trail from a Full Metal Jacket bullet. I mean, unless you get them right through the heart and lungs and bust both shoulders, you're not going to get them. They'll run for miles and you're not going to pick them up. So I lucked out. I needed something, so I called Graff and Son, and I got him on the phone because I hate dealing with computers half the time, you know. And I was able to find these bullets in stock. They're limiting it to 2 100-round packages, but these are the Hornady Interlock soft point boat tail. And I'll give you a part number here.
Got a question for you when you get through.
Okay. Trying to dig to the right. Get to the right page number here. Here we go. Yep. Now I gotta put my goggles on. Hold on here. Okay, it's 165 grain interlock boat tail soft point, and the item number from Hornady is 3045, and it's got a canalure. 165 grain, great for a whitetail bullet. It's got the lead soft tip with a canalure, and those bullets work really well. They're an old school Hornady bullet. They've been around since before I was born, and they're decent because they stay together. because they're interlocked and they don't come apart inside the animal, which gives you a pass through that's a clear, what I like to call blowhole, because when a round goes through cleanly and stays together, it will leave an opening on the inner wound and the outer wound, and it will drop more cleanly and humanely. When you get one that the bullet goes in about 10 inches and it just completely comes apart, you lose any more penetration and any more energy transfer. And unless that bullet fragments into a crucial artery where that animal can bleed out quick, that's going to be a go try to find it type of deal. And that's those usually, unless you're really got a lot of time and young eyes, it's really hard to find blood trails and find those animals because they blend right in with everything.
Gun loving grandpa's got a question. Echo, have you ever used extreme bullets?
No, sir, I have not. Extreme, is that the actual company name, Extreme?
Yeah.
Okay.
They make extreme plated bullets, and I think maybe jacketed too. Can't remember. Haven't been on there in a while. So
I load center fire rifle. I load 30-30 because a lot of guys hunt down here in Florida with a 30-30 because you really don't have more than 100 yards. And the other guys, like I grew up hunting shotguns, 12 gauges down here. But Georgia, Ohio, in Ohio, I believe is a straight walled cartridge. So I load 350 Legend for that and 450 Bushmaster. But Georgia and what is the oh my gosh, it's a really big state, Montana. The Montana deer, they're a little bit bigger, and I load some 7mm Mauser, 8mm Mauser, 30-06 for those deer. Ohio, I also load 45-70.
yes, Hippo, I agree with you.
What was he saying?
Extreme is close to Barry's level. Yep.
Okay. So those are handgun bullets.
Yeah. Jason Stewart's got a thing, says, what's best? I like reaming, but more over swaging. That's me. You have to ask Echo, what do you like taking crimp primer pockets out with?
I like to cut them out, with a RCBS military crimp remover. And the reason why is the swaging works good but
not always.
Yeah. Yes. It works good if you're using all the same head stamp. As soon as you get another case that is a different head stamp, usually the primer pockets are a little deeper, a little shallower or whatever, and it's not going to do it. And I've seen this happen from where you're just dumping buckets of brass into progressive presses to get into the shell loaders, and you're trying to get everything to run. And those things, you have to adjust them per set of brass you're doing, and it's got to all be somewhat the same. Whereas the cutting tools take the mere second per case, 1/1000. You're done with that case, and you're going through them that quick, and you have to do it one time. I have actually swaged a primer pocket before and had it go into the lot, and then tried to get a primer into it, and it wouldn't. So I re-swaged it again, and it went in the second time I did it. But I mean, if you count how long it took me to do it the first time, then how long it delayed me the second, during the loading process, then the second time, I would have been better just to cut the primer pocket out and never have to worry about it again.
We got two things I can comment on here. Hippo says, I found that using lighter loadings extends primer's life more than anything. That's, I don't know what to tell you about that. Echo says, JH says, Echo, I prefer a flat base bullet for hunting. Seems like you get better penetration and don't fragment. Pass through shots are easier to track. You get twice the blood trail.
Yes. Yeah. And what JH is talking about, Hornady, and that's probably why I found these bullets, because they make two of these bullets that I was just referring to that were in stock at what was that
Yep, at
shooter, huh?
I was commenting Idaho.
Oh, okay. And at was it Graff & Son? Yeah, Graff & Son. Graff & Son. Okay, they make two of these bullets, gentlemen. They make a 165 grain interlock boat tail soft point with canalure. They also make a 165 grain interlock soft point, which is not a boat tail. It is a straight flat back bullet, and the same weight, everything. You get a little bit higher BC, of course, G1 BC with the boat tail. But I've noticed as well as Jamie that boat tails sometimes will tear apart like that. But this bullet is interlocked, and basically it holds together even with the boat tail and pushing it fast, because I'm pushing these bullets at 2,780 feet per second. And basically for a 165, almost going 2,800 feet per second isn't its max, but it's high enough that when it hits, it's doing a hydraulic pressure wave into that animal that's going to hopefully turn its insides, inside out, more or less its organs, and kill it so humanely that it's not. What I try to do is load around that when it hits that animal doesn't know. It doesn't feel pain. It doesn't know what hit it. It just drops. That's what I try to do.
See you later.
Jamie's leaving?
Yeah.
Take it easy, JH.
And then if you're just buying ammo on the cheap, Remington Core-Lock soft points work just fine.
Green and yellow boxes always work really well for hunting.
Yep, exactly. Remington Core-Lock, pick your weight. If it shoots good in your rifle, I can guarantee you it disintegrates a can of peas and carrots. we almost got killed when Preacher was over, and that's his favorite, cheap. And it's always cheap, it's inexpensive.
And you can find it.
Oh yeah, I got lots of it. It really works good, but you got to pick the weight for your rifle. 308, 30-06, whatever you're using. Yeah.
Well, Jim, I found it in 300 Blackout. They had it in Supersonic 123 or 125 Blackout. And I was like, I was amazed. I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Now, this wasn't just recently. This was a while ago.
Oh, I got to say hi back to Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa. I have to click to see the side chat, on this device.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the old Core-Lock, green and yellow, soft points, they work really good. So, it depends on you. I don't know about the lighter calibers, but 30-06, 308, it's going to work. It's going to work. Yeah.
Do you prefer that green and yellow box over that Winchester Super X? The old Winchester Super X.
Man, I don't know. I can't tell you that. I do have a lot of the Core-Lock left over, so I know it works, and it shoots it shoots fine. So I know that's Preacher's favorite. He does a lot of hunting, so I think he took the big one with the Core-Lock. So yeah. dropped him.
That X is good ammo, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I haven't tried that. Tested it against. I'd have to dig through my stash or whatever 308. I got more 30-06 than anything. Full file cabinet of that stuff.
I said I was just down at the local gun shop, and guys are getting geared up for deer season. I feel bad for some of them because there is just no ammo on the shelves. If you didn't plan ahead and you don't have a couple boxes laying around, you're just not going deer hunting this year.
Yeah. This fall it's going to be tough for some guys if they haven't thought ahead. Yeah.
I mean, if I can find out who they are and somebody's in need of hunting ammo, I can certainly hook them up. But I sure hate to see a guy have to stay home this year because he doesn't have a box of ammo. But maybe he'll learn from this lesson and plan ahead.
Yeah.
Well, with my deer hunting rifle, when I still owned it, what I would do was every year I'd buy a box of ammo and I'd put it in the gun bag. And even though I had ammo to shoot in it, we would get down there and I would sight it in. I'd probably shoot 2 or 3 cartridges. And then I would load the rifle up and we would go out hunting. And when I would get back to camp, I'd unload it and, put the ammo back in the box. And eventually the deer season was over with. We'd be loading up our guns into the truck. So we would all unload them, put that ammo up. And I would end up doing that for like 5 or 6 years. And then I would have ammo for that hunting rifle. And like, I may not have full boxes, but I would always have like 3 rounds out of a 20 round box. And I would have like 17 rounds of ammo left. And it was all decent stuff, whatever the shop may have, Remington, a Hornady, or a Winchester.
Be right back.
Oh, hell, Echo, I thought you was going to tell us you have a whole bunch of boxes of ammo around with only 2 bullets missing. One to sight in and one to kill.
Yeah, dude, I swear that's what I need. That's what I need to find the luck. And you know what's really bad is I think I sold that rifle and all the ammo went with it. And I was like, I remember just giving ammo away to people before, and now it's like gold nuggets.
Oh, yeah. I used to give a lot of 22 away and 500 packs. And then 22 dried up years ago. And it was like, damn it.
Yeah. You're like, man, I remember giving the mailman a 500 brick.
Yeah, they were $10 a brick. Yeah. Now they're 20 or whatever. Yeah.
So what are you guys planning on your next? Are you got any of y'all going to be hunting this year?
I didn't put in soon enough for my elk permit, so I miss out on that. If I'm home in the end of October, I may run up for a day on the general deer hunt, but I plan on taking most of the winter off. So it's muzzle loader for me if I want to hunt an elk.
Kenny. Yeah, that's more, yeah.
What's Kenny saying?
He didn't get his Antifa tags this year.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
It's probably more appropriate nowadays, yep.
Yeah, I didn't get the Antifa tags. Oh my gosh.
Like shooting fish in a barrel and sorry asses. Pardon my language.
Yeah, right. But it's all right. The whole thing is that is pretty funny though. That this is to make a joke like that. That is absolutely hilarious. I'm like, yeah, he didn't draw the tags this year. There's a limited amount of them. They got a limited amount of tags.
Well, I can usually get a tag. I just need to do the paperwork for it on a landowner permit. All I got to do is just prove they're, an elk crossed my place, and that's not hard. But
Yeah.
you got to do the paperwork early, and then they draw, send the permits out in June, and then they decide on how many general hunt permits they're going to give out.
Yeah, for me, it's like sliding glass door. However, butchering, and then I would butcher it, cooking it. It's very gamey around here. They're gamey. And
Right.
elk would interest me big time. But, getting the permits, and it's just, to me, it's a lot of hassle. I'd butcher it, cooking it anyway. Send it to the butcher, make me a bunch of salami and sausage, because I'm going to ruin everything else.
Hey, Jim, you should be able to qualify for a landowner permit, don't you?
Oh, right out the back door. All I need is a tag.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how Utah runs that, but it certainly should be something you should be able to file for.
Yeah, the neighbor does it a lot. He's got a horse, though, so it's really easy for him. I mean, elk-wise and stuff, where you got to go up in the hills. We got him up on the north side of our property, all over the place. But deer, they're just gamey, and I can't cook it right. So why bother? Go through all that. So
can't cook it right either.
Yeah. Well, if we get totally hungry, we can just shoot that one. We can just shoot that one over there. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you see my elk, my pet elk?
Yeah. Okay, my son is listening, and he just said, well, the neighbor can't cook it good either. He has to pressure cook it. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, there's an art to it, I guess. I haven't gotten that art. No.
Do you guys wash it in brine water?
I can't even cook regular food, so why would I want to do the extra?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
If the
just
stuff,
butcher it just like you do a cow, and if you want hamburger, go ahead and throw some extra beef fat into it, and fry up your hand. You won't even be able to tell the difference.
And watch some preacher's videos on cooking. Yes, he's been doing a couple. But yeah, if the stuff hit the fan, I'd have 6 of them hanging in my garage. But no, right now I'll just butcher beef, and ruin that too.
It's like I just ruined that too. Freaking those deer are awful cute that come by Uncle Jim's house. Those would be hard to kill, but them elk and moose and stuff like that, them damn things will mess you up. So I have no problem shooting one of them big bastards, but them little deer, I don't know. I saw a thing with the deer one time too, and it was, what was so funny about it? It was these guys, and they were scientists. They were watching this deer community, and they were behind these deer, I should say, were living behind this 8-foot barbed wire fence, and it was on like 15 or 20 acres. They had, barbed wired this whole area in, and they were studying them. Well, they had a fence door, and they were going through it. And this one male, it was rut season, and he was in the rut, and he was getting something one way or another. And these two guys are carrying camera equipment and all this gear to study them and all this stuff. And this big buck, he wasn't real big, but he was like a 7 or 8 point. He was big enough, and he was trying to just beat the hell out of these two guys up against a fence. And finally a woman had to come from the outside, that was one of the photographers, and let them back through the gate. He was body slamming them against this chain link fence, and it was literally, the one guy broke his hand and everything. It was like the call of the wild.
Uncle John, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's doable.
What did a Covey cow in your backyard?
Yeah, that's hard to screw up cooking. No, elk would be good. Challenging, big. Got to drag that thing out of there. Oh my gosh! And they don't. They like to be up in the hills around here, so they know when it's hunting season. They know where to go. They know where to hide. And it's more of a pain in the butt. And it's like, hey, you earned it.
And come hunting season, they all come down and hide in your front yard. They're safe there.
What time you going in the stream, Echo?
Here in a little bit. We're good. Oh yeah, that's right. You sent me a text, and I totally forgot. I'm like, what am I doing? There's too many switches over here, Elliot. There's too many switches.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna probably shut her down at 7:45 just so that we're clear for Georgia Shooting Connection. I know those fellas run a tight ship there, and we got a few more minutes to hang out. Yeah, we'll shut it down around 40 after, so probably Elliot or AR, and we'll that way give you some time to get yourself situated and so Eagle Eye out there is just need squirt guns filled with bleach. Oh my gosh.
Send you a text, Echo.
All right.
Squirt gun filled with soap and
soap and water.
Soap and water would probably work wonders on them too.
Yeah, exactly. or the most deadliest thing, a job application folded up into an airplane.
Oh my God.
Yeah, job application. That's priceless.
Yeah. That would be their kryptonite for sure.
Yep. Oh, that's funny.
They'd curl up in a fetal position and cry themselves to sleep at the thought of having to go to work. I sure hope Pam gets home soon because my tea glass is about empty and I don't want to get up and go fill it.
Oh my gosh.
Uncle John, yes, up north. There's a guy I'm sub to. He has game cams on him all the time. Moose, bear, all that. Yep. He's got good footage of them too. He had one with a moose and a baby moose recently.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised. Yeah.
Uncle John says, do you get moose in Utah?
Yes, up north.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Drew.
So on the primer thing, like if you're starting out and you're trying to get primers, basically what I would suggest is anything that you can get right now is going to work. But I would suggest you get like some small pistol, some large pistol, some small rifle, and some large rifle. What I'm saying is because there's all these other ones, bench rest primers, military primers, you can, really get lost in the weeds with it. And if you just get CCI or Federal or Remington or even Winchester, you're going to be doing good. and just stick to the basic sizes. Wouldn't you say that's some good information, guys?
Yeah, just whatever you get your hands on, just be happy you got it.
Drew's got a question for you.
Okay.
Have you ever loaded the brand PPU's lower line products? They have a high line of projectiles product line. Are those pretty good compared to Burger Hornady Sierra?
Okay, your PPU is going to be like your plinking ammunition. Your Burger, your Sierra, that's going to be like your match grade ammunition. So you're going to be looking at pre-COVID prices for a box of 100 Sierra Match King in 168 grain 308 diameter, which is probably the most popular weight of a 308 bullet for 308 Winchester. You're looking at around $40. Now you might be able to get them on sale for $36.95 or something like that, or maybe even $34.95 with a coupon or one of those. But most of the time you're going to be paying $40 a box for 100. So you're looking at 41 cents a bullet. Your PPU stuff is going to be considerably cheaper. Now, I don't know how much cheaper because of right now, everybody's, starving for projectiles, powder, and primers. But the PPU stuff works fine. There's nothing wrong with it, especially if you're not asking a whole lot out of it. Your Burger and your Barnes bullets and stuff like that, those are really expensive bullets. They're usually for hunting large game that cost a lot for the tags. The Barnes and the Burger bullets are both rated, A+ in the hunting kingdom for as far as having a bullet that will stay together if that's the bullet you choose, because they also make, I know Barnes and Burger both make varmint rounds that fragment, but for their hunting bullets, they're solid core bullets, and they're unicore, which are solid copper. Those bullets are going to really knock the living daylights out of whatever you hit, expand, and keep the weight so they can make it through the other side to give you two blood trails to follow, the entry wound and exit wound. Hey, HIPAA.
Idaho, is that a birdhouse or a clothes drying rack behind you? The cross thing.
It's both.
It's both? Wow, 2 for 1.
It's a clothesline rack with birdhouses on it.
So they crap on the clothes?
Well, you don't put the clothes over next to the post, but
he knows already. Hey, he knows already. He already knows because he's like, son of a gun. He's like, I went out there and left the damn clothes too close to the bird house.
See that, Uncle Jim? I told you.
Hey, Pam. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, you doing?
Good.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey. Got me a new phone and I got to set it up.
Oh.
Yeah, I lost about 2 weeks worth of stuff that didn't transfer over.
Oh, geez.
You'll live.
Yeah.
It's pictures.
Well, we can do without them.
Yeah, it's easy when it transfers, and when it doesn't, then it's a pain having to get all your contacts and everything. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah. Hey, how about this one? Has it ever completely transferred? Because I have every single phone I've ever gotten. I've had to go back and look at the old phone and write down, and transfer contacts by hand.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. I've had the same issue. It never always gets it all. So you got to get numbers and emails and yeah.
Well, I've got everything from September 1st back. All of it transferred. but I've got my new boss and my new HR is in that week, and it didn't transfer.
Yeah, but screw the new boss. No, that's not important.
No. You do.
Look at this. Look at this. This is pathetic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Drew's got a comment.
Who does?
Drew.
Is that Australian Shepherd? What kind of dog is that?
That is a
Border Collie
freak
Corgi.
of nature.
The
They're
Border
smart.
Collie Corgi.
A freak of nature.
He is
Border
the-
Collie, smart dog.
Yeah,
So is a Corgi.
get her over here. So.
Where did that? Come here.
There you go.
Come here. Come here. Up here. Yeah.
Yeah, we have
She's
a lot
camera
of those.
shy.
Up here. Give.
She's
They're good
camera shy.
dogs.
He's like, Mom, always take my picture. Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna sign out and take a break.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming and helping, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good one, Uncle Jim. See you, Idaho. Have a good one.
All
Yeah.
right, good night, AR.
Night. Everybody in the side. Night. Everybody in the side chat. Have a good one. We'll see you. Enjoyed it.
Take care, brother. Yeah, the PPU stuff. What I've noticed is, Drew, is that the brass seems to have a lot more tin in it, and it needs to be annealed almost every time. It work hardens very quickly, and because of that, if you don't anneal it, you will split necks mouse on the cases. On the 308, which hardly ever splits case mouse, I've had that stuff split quite a bit. So I would just suggest annealing it a little more than you would say like Federal or Hornady or Starline.
How often do you anneal that PPU, Echo?
I send my stuff out to anneal it, so I usually do it every other time. Yeah,
I thought you had an annealies.
I'm buying it.
Oh,
I've been saving for a while. I got the upgrade kit for it. I've got the small wheel kit for it. You know, I bought all the stuff, the torch head, the propane tanks, and now I just got to order the thing. I'm actually waiting on a guy that owes me some money. I loaned some money to a friend of mine, one of those deals, you know, and it's taken.
Do you need a collection agent? Somebody go out and break some thumbs?
Yeah, that's a bit funny you should say that. That's what you used to do for a living. I used to be a repo agent. So the funny thing is he used to be a repo agent too, and he just got a divorce, and he's a good buddy of mine, and it's just taken him a little bit longer to get on his feet. No big deal. So I can wait. But when he does come around, I'm gonna. He's supposed to be over next week. We'll see if he gets a chance to come over and pay me. If he does, and we'll order that annealies right away, and we'll start annealing some brass on this channel.
I got one brand new in the box that I haven't even taken out yet.
Good Lord. What are you doing over there, man?
A lot of work. Not much.
He's like, I pretty much get up, go to work, come home exhausted, and that's my day.
Yeah, you're watching the most relaxing thing that I've done in about 4 weeks. This is it.
Yeah, baby. Get some.
And now it's raining, so.
Yeah, we got hit with rain today. Thunderstorm. Don't have to water.
Oh, yeah. Jerry was off for a couple hours today.
Yeah. No, Ori's in Idaho right now.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it could be.
Kind of a strange storm. It's raining like hell, but the sun's shining right there.
Oh yeah, that's a Jerry storm. That's a 1911 storm. It'd be bright sunlight outside, and they're out in the desert, and it start raining, and I'm just like, is it raining? Because my eyesight isn't that good, and Jerry turns at the camera, and it's like, of course it's raining. It's my day off, and I'm out here shooting.
Yeah. Remember that Charlie Brown thing? You know, wherever he went, there was a little rain cloud that hung over the top of him.
Yes.
Somebody needs to make that up for Jerry.
Get him a patch.
Eagle Eye wants to know what the green stuff in the background is.
It's called grass.
It's
It's a
called
pain in
grass.
the ass. You got to mow it once in a while. If I've got a guy named Julio or Juan or Jose, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He takes care of it for me. And that is an apple tree that did not produce any apples this year. So I think we're going to fire the apple tree and cut it down for firewood.
No. Wait.
What?
No, wait. It goes in cycles. Wait on the apple tree.
Last year, I had to come out about every day and rake up the apples and throw them over the fence to the cows. Cows did real well last year. They're kind of mad at me this year. They ain't got any apples to eat.
Yeah, the tree felt sorry for you. So, yeah, every other.
And we got a pear tree over here that produced 2 pears.
Oh my gosh, that it's working extra hard for you there, brother. It's
Last year you got a couple bushels off of that pear tree. This year was 2, and so she was out watching the pear tree, waiting for her 2 pears to come ripe. And here the other night, the raccoons come along and picked the pears and ran away.
Yep.
Now she's out in the garden picking tomatoes, I guess. You in the house. Come show Uncle Jim your tomatoes. Oh, for Christ's sakes.
a lawnmower blade for your rocks out there. Yeah, it's called a bush hog. You can run over chain concrete blocks with that and it won't hurt it. But other than that, you're going to go through a lot of blades and you're going to probably end up a lot of pulleys for the keys on the end of the motor shaft where you're going to shear them off. That's probably what you're doing.
Actually, Kenny, I'll tell you what to do. Get yourself a lawnmower blade and cut that sucker off where you just got that much sticking out from the shank. Drill a couple holes in it, and then go find you some pieces of log chain, enough to fit in the deck.
Oh, that's a good idea. Make your own little bush hog.
Right. You can just run around and knock down that brush and beat up the rocks and make smaller rocks. Look at this. See what I got to deal with here?
Yeah, baby. Heck
Got
yeah.
cherry
And that's
beans.
just the ripe ones. There's still a bunch that.
Give me one.
You want the black cherry one?
No, I want a ripe one.
That is ripe. It's black cherry tomato.
Looks the sorriest damn tomato I ever saw in my life.
They're a black cherry tomato. You know, the cherry tomatoes are the little ones.
I don't know. I need another one to make sure it tasted good the first time.
Yeah, there you go. I bet it was good. Nothing like the garden tomato.
And look at this. She brings me iced tea and pulls stems off my cherry tomatoes.
You better watch it.
She's awesome.
There you go.
He's got a keeper.
There you go. He gave her a compliment for a change.
Dang it, don't tell her that was a compliment. She's going to start expecting them.
Expecting them, yeah, on a regular basis. Those are only for the real special times. When Mama brings me cherry tomatoes and peels the stems off.
Yep, don't even wash them. This is the way you eat them right here.
I'm wiping the dirt off.
Man, save some for shish kebabs. Oh, baby.
I'd be like, Idaho, I was out there peeing in your garden last night.
Really?
You're a mess.
Good.
That's enough. I don't want any more. My body's going to go into convulsions from eating something healthy.
Oh.
Healthy. He's like, where did this come from?
My 2 pears.
Yeah,
I was waiting.
raccoons ate your pears.
2 pears. And I got a gazillion of them last year.
I bet Jim's got a garden that's just full of all kinds of good stuff coming on right now, don't you, Jim?
For the critters, just like you said, they eat them all. So we just planted a couple apple trees, and one had like 5 apples. Guess who got them before they got big? The critters.
The critters.
And we have a fence around them. Yeah. For the deer,
Yeah.
you know.
I say that apple tree, yeah, if it doesn't produce any apples next year, I'm cutting it down for firewood.
No, they go in cycles. Some years you get huge, some no. Yeah, just let it keep doing its thing. No.
Well, he pruned it
I did
in
not.
spring.
It's fine.
You butchered it.
It was.
You butchered it.
It was too.
You butchered it.
It was
at the
too,
wrong time
I
of
did
year.
not.
You put it in shock. Butchered my apple tree.
Whatever.
Did you put her apple tree in shock?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, it'll take another year because we used to cut them way back and give it a year, and then they go crazy. You'll get too many. Yeah, same with cherry
What
trees.
time of year do you cut them?
Fall.
He did it late spring.
Yeah, early spring or fall. Yeah.
No, late spring.
With a chainsaw.
Ooh.
He power cut. He was power trimming.
That's right.
Hey, I had to mow underneath that thing all last year, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that this year. You know, getting hit in the face with branches and apples. I'm going to fix this.
67 Rebel
Now
said.
you got a guy that cuts the yard.
What's that?
67
You got a guy
Rebel
that
just
cuts them.
replied and said, now we know the truth.
Yeah, you didn't answer my text.
Oh, I don't know. Kenny's got chickens now?
I want chicken.
What's this
Really?
thing with Johnny's reloading bench has got chickens? Now Kenny's got chickens. We got all these chicken farmers.
Hey, next year, next spring, chickens are going in. I'm tired of these nasty ass store-bought eggs that taste like, I don't know what they're not real eggs.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's horrible.
Fresh. Yeah.
They don't taste like anything. They taste just like they were made somewhere.
So I got a spot over here all picked out, and Pam is gonna start the chicken farming
Again.
Yeah, we have neighbors all grow. They all have chickens, and they can't give away. We save the egg cartons for them. They can't. They keep bringing it over. It's like, please take more. And we thought about doing chickens, but I don't think the cats will. Yeah, no.
Jim would be replacing chickens so fast it wouldn't even be worth it.
Well, those roosters are mean. I don't know. I'd have
my cats are too lazy to chase a chicken.
Really?
The other day.
Oh, somebody captured a bird and took it down in the basement, down in the reloading room. It looks like a crime scene down there.
It was in front of my sewing machine. It was that big.
It looked
that
big. Yeah. It looks like my
big
stairway
black bird
from the basement.
in front of my sewing machine.
Anyway, it looks like a crime scene down there, and I've tried to question the cats, but they're not talking.
Yeah.
You know.
Bernadette's not gonna. Snitches get stitches.
Yeah, the dog's not going to roll over on them.
That's hilarious.
Oh, did you tell him what you got for Christmas?
It's not Christmas yet.
But you opened it.
Oh. I got a food dehydrator for Christmas.
Ooh. For your brass or for actual food?
I had a food dehydrator for brass, but when Pam moved here, she turned it back into a food dehydrator.
And I bought extra trays and silicone
So
mats
to settle the argument, she went and bought another food dehydrator, which she said, "Merry Christmas. Now I'm going to trade you the new one for the old one, and you can go back to drying brass."
What's your favorite on the dehydrator? Is it jerky or fruit or what?
Oh, you'd have to talk to Pam about that. She's always got some kind of weird stuff going in that thing.
Everything from herbs to, I'm going to try to make some tomato powder. Potatoes, fruit, apple slices.
Weeds.
Pineapple.
Weeds in there.
I put herbs.
Weeds.
Which, parsley's right there. That needs to get trimmed. No, you will not trim out.
He's like, I got a chainsaw right here.
Damn straight. I'll trim that sucker with the chainsaw.
Well, if you do, you put down the mums.
All you see is blue smoke coming off the chainsaw at the table. He's like, hold on.
I got a rose bush over here. I'd like to trim right down to the ground. You can't walk by that thing and not get stabbed.
Is it a Don Juan with the long crazy, like they're not straight, they're not long stem, they're Don Juans are the ones that are bent and they've got the long, and they're like it looks like barbed wire, thick barbed wire.
No, they're not that bad.
I don't know what they are. All I know is you try to stay away from it and you're going to get stuck and thorned and end up bleeding. And
yeah, we used to have a lot of them. I know what you're talking about, especially trimming them. You get cut up with these shark teeth. Yeah,
you try to, get up close to it with the lawnmower and, ends up look like, Jack the Ripper got a hold of you. What do you want, dog? Huh? What do you want? Go chase a cow.
Oh, did I see the video?
No.
Oh my gosh, you gotta see the video.
You can show it to me later. We're in live, I'm sure they don't want to hear about your video.
It's in Verizon Cloud anyway, so I gotta get it from there.
So I haven't talked to Jim since I've got this Pam's birthday present.
You were supposed to be on the live chat with Cranky was on the last 2 times.
I know it, and I felt bad, but I had a house full of family show up, and I just couldn't get away. And then when I could get away, you guys were gone. So,
yeah, understandable. Family first.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Can we call relatives from out of town? Can we really call them family or just a pain in the ass?
Yeah, sometimes that's just horrible. I mean, you get family in from out of state, and they all get in the house, and you come to remember why you never invite them all together to your house. You're like, this one doesn't get along with that one.
Right.
And at dinner, it makes it so uncomfortable. And, somebody's got to always have too much to drink and start some kind of argument about something. And it's always downhill from
It's
there.
usually me. I'm the guy. I'm the one that
And don't talk politics. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
or religion, or just stay out by the barbecue. That was my dad's refuge. He's like, hey, look, my dad used to be like, and you think I picked up smoking because it's habit forming. He's like, it gets me away from all them idiots in there, and I'm out here making the food, and I don't have to hear about nothing. And I used to laugh.
Yep, you probably had a bottle hidden back there too.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, what a time to quit smoking.
Well, see, here's the thing about, my family. They all moved away from here. So, when they go visiting, they all want to come back and it's to my place here where they end up. So, like hell, I never go to their place.
Yeah, I think everybody in the side chat, thanks for coming out tonight.
Getting that time.
Yeah, it's starting to get close to the bewitching hour of we got about 8 minutes until Georgia Shooting Connection kicks off. And so if you guys want to head over there, and then Uncle Jim's chats tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And what's that? 6 p.m. your time, Jim?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jim, I'll try to be on. It'll probably be later because I gotta head out in the morning and get some miles done. But it'll probably be later in the evening when you see me.
All right, sounds good,
Raj. Or hear from me because I'll be in the truck and nobody wants to see me live in the truck.
Oh, that sounds good, dude. I spent a lot of years in a truck too, Raj, and I tell you one thing, ain't nothing but just one cuss word and swear word after another, followed by an occasional breaks from the guy in front of you going 50 miles an hour in a diamond lane. And then like your last pack of cigarettes and lighter go out through the rusted hole in the floorboard, and you're just like, can it get any worse?
I'm not quite that. I'm not quite that bad off, but literally, prisoners in the penitentiary have more room than I do in the sleeper of a truck.
Oh yeah,
and they have a bathroom.
Well, in all fairness, you have a bathroom too. It's not as well. I guess it's as safe as a prison bathroom, because instead of being shanked by someone in the bathroom, you might get shanked by like a deer out in the woods while you're trying to use the restroom.
You got that right.
Well, he doesn't throw out his water bottles, I'll tell you that.
Thank God.
But everybody in the side, thanks for coming by. 67 Rebel, Uncle John. Let's see who's out here. Uncle John and 67 William. What's up, brother? We've whittled it down to a few here.
Well, thanks for having me and my apple tree with no apples.
Oh, not a problem. We love having you and your wife on, Idaho.
That don't even did that.
We're not married yet.
Hey, listen, I've already got the RSVP stuff in the mail. So listen, she's already planning, bro. I've already got the RSVP. So I don't know what to tell you, bro. You better start getting it, picking out a tuxedo.
Yeah, it's gonna be a come as you are thing.
It's gonna come as you are.
Don't forget the mullet.
Yeah, and the mullet.
And the mullet.
I'll have to work on that, Jim.
At least you got the front part short.
All right, y'all. Well, have a good night, everybody in the side chat, and thanks for coming by and checking us out.
See you, Echo. See you, Jim.
Yep. Good night,
Y'all
everybody.
be good.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.